Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. When you look at what's brewing in the NFC West, one of the most intriguing rumors involves the Green Bay Packers and a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the Seahawks' secondary and overall defensive strength for the stretch run. Word on the street is that the Packers, currently sitting at a record of 7-3-1, are eyeing a rebuild. Their defense, while historically solid, is now leaking points, allowing around 5 points per game, and with a cap space of roughly $12 million, they're looking for ways to free up some room and bolster their rebuild. And it appears that Xavier McKinney, one of the NFL's most dynamic safeties, might be on the move, with the Seahawks potentially landing him in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026. This move makes a ton of sense for Seattle. The Seahawks are sitting at 8-3, and their secondary has shown flashes of brilliance but also some inconsistency, especially after the addition of rookie Shahid, who's been impressive with 3 catches for 30 yards over 3 games, boasting a PFF grade of 85.2 and an average YAC of 5.2 yards per catch. Diggs, who re-signed with Seattle earlier this season, has been a steady presence with 30 tackles and a pass defensed in 9 games, with a PFF grade of 86.8, adding to the team's defensive stability. But adding a player like McKinney could elevate this unit to a whole new level. His ability to make game-changing plays, especially in coverage and in creating turnovers, is exactly what the Seahawks need to push into that next tier. Now, let's talk about McKinney's impact. Drafted in 2020, he's been a true playmaker from the start. Over his 6-year career, though he's only been in the league for 4 seasons, he's accumulated 300 solo tackles, 120 assists, 15 sacks, and 12 interceptions. His PFF grade hovers around 88.5, and he's an absolute nightmare for offenses in coverage, with an 89.2 rating and a blitz win rate of 28%. He's also a ball hawk, with a history of forcing fumbles and making big plays, leading to a differential of +8 turnovers in 2024 alone. His ability to shut down the deep ball and make plays near the line of scrimmage makes him a perfect fit for the Seahawks' defense, especially as they aim to tighten up against the run and pass. What's even more compelling is how McKinney could help elevate Seattle's entire secondary. Seahawks fans know that safeties play a huge role in dictating how the defense functions, coverages, turnovers, and the ability to disrupt opposing offenses. With McKinney joining Diggs and the rest of the secondary, Seattle could see a boost of approximately +12 INTs, going from around 10 to possibly 22 total, which would be a massive increase. This could translate into more short fields, more turnovers, and ultimately more wins. His ability to close on receivers, contest passes, and provide deep coverage would be a game-changer, especially considering the Seahawks' current need to improve their EPA pass allowed metric, which is around +17% when Darnold is under center versus their ideal. It's important to note why the Packers might be inclined to part ways with McKinney now. According to reports from Adam Schefter, the Packers are in the middle of a rebuild, focusing on rebuilding their offensive line and acquiring more wide receivers and defensive backs, especially with their cap situation being tight, around $12 million in cap space. But with Watson's pending contract and other priorities, they need to make moves. McKinney's market value is high, given his playmaking ability and consistent health, with only minor injuries in 2024. His presence could immediately boost their turnover margin, which has been a concern, and reduce their points allowed per game, helping them stay competitive even as they rebuild. For the Seahawks, acquiring McKinney isn't just about plugging a hole in the secondary. It's about cementing a future where their defense can compete at the highest level. It's about creating a backfield that can dominate the NFL in turnovers and big plays, and about setting a foundation for a perennial playoff contender. Seattle's defense, which has shown flashes of brilliance but also some inconsistency, could see a massive boost with a player like McKinney. His ability to support the run, cover tight ends, and make plays in the red zone fits perfectly with the Seahawks' defensive philosophy of aggressive, ball-hawking football. And let's not forget how this impacts the Seahawks' chances in the postseason. The odds for Seattle to reach Super Bowl LXI are currently around plus 800, but with a move like this, adding a player of McKinney's caliber, the odds could improve significantly, maybe even down to plus 500, according to some betting outlets like DraftKings. His presence on the field could elevate the Seahawks' defense from a solid unit to one that's feared across the league, especially if he's paired with Diggs, creating a formidable safety tandem that offenses will have a tough time scheming against. The Seahawks' defensive PFF grade could jump from 86.5 to over 92, and their ability to shut down big plays and force turnovers could be dramatically enhanced. Of course, the trade would come with its questions. The Packers are likely to demand a first-round pick in 2026, which is a steep price, but for Seattle, it might be a worthwhile investment considering the potential payoff. The Seahawks have been building a roster that combines veteran savvy with young talent, and adding McKinney would be the kind of bold move that marks a franchise's intent to contend deep into the playoffs and beyond. His ability to elevate the entire unit, especially against strong NFC opponents, could be the difference maker in tight games and even set the stage for a potential Super Bowl run. Looking at the bigger picture, this move fits perfectly into the Seahawks' strategy, adding high-impact players who can make immediate difference while maintaining some flexibility for future draft picks. With McKinney's ability to enhance their coverage, force turnovers, and support the run, Seattle's defense would become a nightmare for offenses trying to move the ball against them. And with the offensive side already firing on all cylinders, especially as Geno Smith continues to lead this team with poise and accuracy, the Seahawks could be on the brink of something special. The NFC West is tough, no doubt, but with this kind of upgrade, Seattle could be positioning itself as the team to beat for years to come. Now, as fans, we always have to remember that the NFL is a league of moves, and nothing is guaranteed until the ink is dry. But the potential of landing Xavier McKinney has us all dreaming about another deep playoff run, maybe even a shot at the Super Bowl, especially if this defense can be turned into a true ball-hawking, turnover-generating machine. The Seahawks have been building something special this season, and this kind of trade could be the final piece that cements their status as serious contenders. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think McKinney could be the missing piece? Would you be willing to part with a first-round pick in 2026 for a player who could redefine the Seahawks secondary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep this passion alive, and as always, go Hawks.